Hi, I'm Quinn Lemley with Secrets of the Stage. This is the place where we pull back the curtains and we dive into the creative process. And today we have a fabulous singer and author joining us from Chicago, Irene Michaels. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Quinn. Thank you for having me.
I'm so honored that you're here. You were just so incredible, and you happen to be in New York, and we're on the show, and you're up for an award.
Yes.
For the Broadway World. Congratulations.
Yes.
We both are, actually.
I think I was just going to say, you too.
Yes.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're a woman after my own heart because we sing very similar music, or our musical bent is similar.
Yes.
What were your inspirations? Because you do all the songs that I love. When I saw your act at Chelsea Stage, I just loved it.
Well, I like all the old timers, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Robert Goulet. They always inspire me.
Oh,
and I actually knew 3 out of the 4 of them.
You did? How?
Yeah. Well, a long time ago, I used to date Frank Sinatra's manager.
Oh, my
goodness. So I used to bum around with them. It was fun.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
What was he like?
He was okay. I thought he was great. A lot of people, didn't really know him. And, after a few drinks, anybody could get a little tough. No, but he was good. He was good.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. You have a video and a single that you released last year.
Yes.
I Like Rain. Tell me what inspired you to write this music and perform it as a pop song.
Well, this is interesting. Many, many moons ago, I used to sing. I mean, really many moons ago. And when COVID hit, what do we have to do except stay home and get creative in some sort of way?
Right.
And so I decided to start writing music again. And it was just for fun. It was a hobby. It gave me something to do, kept me out of trouble, kept me from being bored, which is like the kiss of death for me.
Right, me too.
And so I started writing and playing around with the piano a bit. I play the guitar. And I'm pretty efficient on the guitar, but not so much the piano. But I was dabbling into it. And I said, I feel like I've missed this. I want to start writing again and singing. So I wrote a couple of songs. I also met a producer that happened to be the producer on my husband, Arnie Granite's circus show. The Big Apple Circus.
The Big Apple Circus. Errol Rappaport, our producer, and I we were there opening night.
Oh, this year?
Yes.
Oh,
it was
fantastic.
I thought it was the best one yet.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet.
It is such a love story to New York.
Oh, yeah. I love the circus. Actually, I performed in the circus a long time ago.
I heard Arnie saws you in half, and you're still together.
Oh, dear. I'll get into that. Great. That's a funny story. But so I started singing again, and I thought, well, I'm going to go into the studio and do a little recording. And I did. And then when I went to the circus, I met Michael A. Levine, who's a big producer, and he's just fabulous with music. He's a writer, and he's written scores for many movies. And we became friendly. And I said, I think I'd love to start singing again. And he said, well, why don't we write songs together?
How fun.
And I was very elated. Oh, my God, yes, I'd love to do that. And so I flew to L.A., and I was back and forth over the internet and over the phone, any way we could possibly relate to music and try to do it long distance. I finally got to LA. We recorded the songs, one of them being called I Like Rain. And
why did you choose I Like Rain?
Well, that was part of the theme that I had. How I do it is I put a whole bunch of sentences down. And then I try to make them rhyme, and then some of them are removed, and then some of them stay. And I look at the word and I think, what do I like about this song? And it just clicks. You really don't know exactly what's going to happen, but whatever clicks, that's what we stick with, and that's what I did.
Interesting.
Like
David Bowie used to work like that. He would cut words out and then put them together.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting.
Oh, I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, see, you're like David Bowie.
Yeah, I liked me.
Yes.
But in any event, so the song I Like Rain became very popular. It was played everywhere. I won an award, a Josie Award, in Nashville.
Yes, in Nashville this year, this October.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
So thank you. Well, it's not this October, it was last October.
Well, right.
Actually, but I was supposed to be there this October to perform, and unfortunately I became ill, so I wasn't able to do that. But I am still punching away, still going to do many more songs, and that's it.
Let's roll some video.
Okay.
I want to see a little bit of
All right.
I Like Rain.
Some want sunshine all the time, always want the stars aligned. When I'm near you, I can be blue, but I'm the other colors too. It has no end, it has no start, it's just the logic of my heart. It's the secret you can never tell. We're falling, like little drops on a window pane. We're falling, but I like rain.
That is beautiful. I
Thank
love
you.
it.
Thank you.
I love it.
The message was like, I like rain and I like falling in love. So they related to each other.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's so romantic.
Yeah.
And how did you, what was your inspiration for the video? How did you come up with your images and ideas?
I flew to Nashville and I worked with a producer by the name of Keith. I can't remember his last name now. Forgive me, Keith. But he was so good, and he said, I have an idea what I want to do with you. And it was quite different than my idea. So we went with his idea, and it turned out very well. I wanted to be outside in the field because I'm a field girl. I'm a country girl, I should say. I love the country and earth and
From
nature.
Illinois? You're
Yes,
from Illinois?
yes.
Well, I'm from Indiana.
I know.
You know, we're the
See?
good eye
Yeah,
Midwesterners.
absolutely. We have something in common.
Yes.
Many things in common.
Yes.
But so when I was there, I was doing the idea of, well, let's see, tell me what your idea is, Keith. And I had this whole wardrobe planned for a month or two. I brought it to Nashville, and we didn't use any of it. All that you see on the video is things that he picked out.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was quite a different experience for me. And I can't wait to go back and do another video with him because he's so good.
It's
good.
beautiful. Sometimes I think we identify ourselves in a specific way, and sometimes another creative can come in and see us in a whole reimagined way.
Yes.
That's
yes.
exciting.
Yeah, and I think it's good advice.
Well, I love it. You look, especially when you have your eyes like that with the.
Thank you.
It's like Liz Taylor when
yes,
she does
okay.
Cleopatra.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Cleopatra, okay.
Yes. And well, you sang I Like Rain when we were together with our producer here, Errol Rappaport, and your husband, Arnie Granite.
Yes.
And myself, and we have a picture of that when we were in Times Square. And we got to sing together for Pause for Peace.
Yes.
And Paul actually was on the show and talking about his mission, Pausing for Peace. And
Yes.
that's wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, it was a wonderful show.
Yes.
A good cause.
Yes, it was a very good cause.
Mm-hmm.
You have a book that came out last year, Eye on Youth, Living Abundantly and Luxuriously After 50. Tell us about that.
Well, that's an interesting subject also. My husband would always say to me, you know, you should write a book. People keep asking, how do you look like you do at your age?
Would you mind telling?
Sure, no, I'm 79.
Going on
21.
21. No, 21.
That's right, 22. Okay, I'll take 22.
Yes.
But really, when we'd be out at an event, people would say, well, you know, your wife is very pretty. How old is she? And I'd never mind telling my age. And he'd tell people, and they say, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So I
didn't believe it. I thought it was a publicity stunt.
No, I felt very blessed. I always feel blessed and very grateful. But I said, okay, I think maybe I'll talk about some of my red carpet secrets. When I was interviewing celebrities a long time ago, when I was on TV.
You were in General Hospital?
I was in General Hospital, and I made several feature films.
Which ones?
Oh boy, there it goes back. Mickey 1, Omen 2. These are not
wonderful.
major parts, but
Right.
A big part of the film was my life at that time, and especially General Hospital because I was on that show for several years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite an experience also. But I love the entire creative process of everything, acting, singing. I modeled for many years. And
were you mainly in LA or Chicago or New York?
I was mainly in Chicago, believe it or not. Yeah, for modeling, which is, New York's the mega for modeling. But at that time, the restrictions weren't as severe as they are now. I mean, you have to be 6 feet tall and as skinny as a stick. Then it was more curvy and wavy, a little full busted. So I kind of fit that bill
like
at the
the
time.
girl singers that we love,
exactly.
the glamour girls.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What is the girl who was the model for the jeans? The very first.
Brooke Shields?
No, was it Claudia Schiffer?
Oh, I love her.
I think was she for Guess? I can't remember what
yes,
she was.
Claudia Schiffer was for Guess.
She was, okay.
Yes.
And I think Brooke Shields was also with the little girl, wasn't she at one time?
She was with Calvin Klein.
Oh, Calvin Klein,
Yes.
there you go. Yeah, nothing comes between you and my pocket, is it? Or my pants?
And my Calvins, my Calvin Klein. Right. So going back to the book, what are your secrets? What are the secrets of being on the runway and being vital and beautiful and effervescent?
Well, I'll share some of my secrets with you. I'll give you one from Elizabeth Taylor, since she
Okay.
was mentioned earlier. She used to rub sesame oil all over her body and sleep in it at night.
Sesame oil?
With the little grains in it.
Really?
Yes. And so that kept her skin like crystal clear and sort of like china-like. And let's see, Halle Berry, where she used to wash her hair with beer.
Really?
And so did Michael Douglas's wife. The heck's her name?
Kathleen
Catherine
Zeta-Jones?
Yes, she did that also.
Catherine.
Catherine, there you go.
That's it.
And another secret for beautiful hair is wearing mayonnaise, putting mayonnaise in your hair at night. Keeping that
Really?
on. And it's awful, but it really makes a big difference in your sheen and the thickness of it.
Wow, and you're
Yeah.
delicious too.
Yeah, there's a lot of recipes. There's a lot of recipes in my book, over the counter, either over the counter, which is inexpensive. You don't have to spend a lot of money, and or right from your own kitchen. Do it yourself in your kitchen. Beat up the white of an egg and put some brown sugar in it, and you put it on your face. And it's a mask, and it's free.
I love it. It's a cookbook for beauty.
There you go.
But you have inner beauty as well.
Oh, thank you.
Do you
Thank
think
you.
it's your positivity and your attitude and that you keep working that keeps you youthful and vivacious?
I think, yes, I do, because I have a philosophy in life. And my philosophy is, it's not what happens to you, but how you handle it.
Yes.
And so we are all, as human beings, going to go through a lot of traumatic episodes in life. Just being born, I suppose. But it's not what happens, it's just how you handle it, because what else can you do?
That's what last year when Paul died, I was just like, it was traumatic, but I was like, I have to wake up every day and be positive. And
Yes.
and what would he want me to do? And celebrate that.
Yes.
And
Was
that's
Paul your husband?
Yes.
Oh,
So that kept me
didn't know.
going.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, see, but you're an inspiration because we have very similar philosophies.
Yes, exactly.
And where can people get your book?
On Amazon.
On Amazon.
Just go
Perfect.
Amazon.com.
Or they can go to your website.
Or my website, IreneMichaels.com.
Yes, IreneMichaels.com. We'll put it on the lower thirds and make sure. And do you have albums out?
I don't have an album out, but I have EDM.
And EDMs are
Electronic dance music.
Electronic
And
dance
you
music.
can have one song, you can have 3 songs, 6 songs. I think it takes about 7 songs or more to have an album.
What makes you decide to focus on releasing singles versus an album? What are the benefits and the pros and cons?
Well, I think that's a good question. I leave that up to my producers and the public relations people to help me decide that. I think you don't want to confuse people too much when you're a new singer. You want to focus on one good song, promote it, release it, do all the promotion on it, and then do another one. And then when you acquire enough popular songs that have become pretty being played all the time, then you take your songs and you put them into an album. And and all my songs are original.
Wonderful.
So most of them are.
Wow, that's great. Did you, now when I saw your act, you were doing the standards.
Right.
Have you ever recorded those as an album?
I haven't. No, I haven't. I've
Interesting.
thought of that, especially since I've seen that that's what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a wonderful idea. Wonderful. And with a big band and all. I'd like to do that. I would like to do that also. There isn't anything I don't want to try
Right.
to do.
we want to do so much. Is it when you're playing with a trio or a band, a big band, and performing on stage, how do you then take that energy playing with electronic music? Because you have the pop with I Like Rain, and then you're moving more into the wave or
House music.
house music.
That's quite different. I like both. They're very different. Pop music is just what it is, pop music. And dance music is like it's high energy. So when I do my dance music on stage, live concerts, there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of movement, a lot of excitement, and it's quite a different feeling. And I like that because usually the audience is real lively and they're communicating with you, and you can see them. And I love all the live performances, and that's usually house music. Cabaret, I do a lot of cabaret also, and the audiences are a little smaller, they're not in large theaters. And I also like that because it's intimate. There's an intimacy about cabaret that I love.
I love it.
And the old Torch songs, Peggy Lee and some of the other singers from a long time ago, they were wonderful.
Yes, I mean they were my soundtrack.
Yeah. And Julie London, was she much of a Torch singer, you
Oh,
think?
Cry Me a
was,
River.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I did that on my first album.
Oh, I love that song.
Cry Me a River. She was
Yeah.
married to Bobby Troop, who wrote
okay.
Route 66.
Oh, yeah.
And he wrote that song for her daddy. I want a diamond ring, bracelets, and you should sing that.
I think I'm going to.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
Put that on my list.
It's a great song. And you're going to be performing live later in January in Chicago with your big band.
Right.
And you're going to be at which venue?
Epiphany.
The Epiphany.
Yes.
Is it a big club or you?
Yeah, it is very big.
So how many?
Well, there's different rooms. One room seats 3,000 people.
Oh my goodness, that is an Epiphany. Right?
It's an old church. I don't know how many years old it is, but they
Lovely.
refigured it and put it into this theater for the arts.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
it has several rooms. I'm in a room called the Sanctuary.
Oh,
And
nice.
that probably seats about 180 people.
Nice.
So
I'm going to have to tell all my Chicagoland
you
friends
bet,
to
you
come and
bet.
see you.
Absolutely. They'd enjoy
Definitely.
it. It's really something to see, the work
Nice.
that they've done.
So so this is going to be the standards. Are you doing it with a trio or just
I
piano?
have my own band. It's called the Our House Band.
Nice.
And there's anywhere from 6 to 10 pieces.
Great.
And they usually perform with me live when I'm doing my cabaret show.
How exciting.
Yeah.
How exciting. And I want to talk about, you have this huge new electronic music, the single that you put out, and it's called My Heart, and
Yes.
you're already jumping the charts of Spotify. Tell about what inspired you with My Heart.
Okay. The producer of My Heart, which is Joe Smooth, who's a very big dance music producer out of Chicago. He and I are friends. I met him through a woman by the name of Rachel Kane, who owns Trax, the Trax label.
Oh, wow.
And Trax is the biggest house music label out there. And so when I was doing cabaret shows, she said, Irene, I think you'd be fabulous in house music. And I wasn't quite sure what house music was.
Well, obviously, I wasn't either. I mean,
I know, but then I found out. And
I like it. It's got like a vibe.
yeah, it sure does. And I said, oh, no, there's no way. You know, that's for a 20-year-old, which I'm not 20 years old. But I
No,
said,
you're
yeah,
22. 22.
But I said, there's no way that I could ever do house music. Who's going to buy it? And she said, no, you're going to be great at it. So I believed her, and I recorded some songs for her, old standards. One was Elvis Presley, Devil in Disguise.
Oh, how wonderful.
And one was by The Heels, an original song from the girls called The Heels, that are country music stars. They're really going to be popping up very soon. You'll be hearing a lot more about them.
Are they with Arnie?
They are with Arnie.
Yes, he represents several people in Nashville, right?
Yes.
But he's had from Sinatra to Madonna, right?
Right.
He's promoted.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's get back to your song.
Okay.
Yes.
So My Heart, Joe Smooth, the producer, came to me one day and he said, I have a song I think you should try. I think it would be really good. And so I listened to it, and to be honest with you, at first, it wasn't my kind of style, I guess. Going from the torch song to the house music fast. This was kind of dreamy and sexy, not that the other songs aren't, but it wasn't ringing a bell for me. And so I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And so it's been going gangbusters since then.
And you're up for awards with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is so exciting. Well, I want to see a little clip, and let's give a taste
Okay.
of My Heart.
How am I supposed to know? Should I stay or should I go? How am I supposed to know? Should I stay or should I go? How am I supposed to know? Should I stay or should I go? How am I supposed to know? Should I stay or should I go? How am I supposed to know? Should I stay or should I go? My heart keeps telling me yes, but my mind keeps telling me no. My heart keeps telling me yes. Should I stay or should I go?
That was wonderful. What a difference. It's so different
is
than the
different.
torch or the cabaret, and even the pop. It's
Yes.
a very different vibe.
Yes. So
It's
it was
wonderful.
It was different for me.
How did you get into the vibe? It seems that I feel like I'm on Fire Island. We're in West Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
It's just a wonderful,
Yeah.
free, young
I think, yeah.
message.
Yeah, it definitely is a young message. I think just recorded it in a small booth with being very dark and having this kind of eerie kind of feeling. This word came from. It's like, oh, this is kind of eerie and
And did you write the lyrics?
no, I didn't. Joe Smooth did.
Joe Smooth. I
Other-
didn't know if he wrote the music and you wrote the lyrics.
Well, it's digital,
Wow.
so yes, he did. Put it
Yeah.
all together and then wanted me to sing it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And where has it been playing, and how have you reached your market?
I think it's been all over many, many disc jockeys. It's been promoted on YouTube, all the platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud. There's a couple of more too.
Pandora.
Yes, exactly. And the gal who helps me and assists me with that is Suzanne Tripoldi.
Oh, she's
and
wonderful.
she's great. And she gets it out there, gets the message out there, and makes sure that people are listening to it and keeps up with all of it. And so it's pretty good.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And when you did the video, how much input did you have in terms of the filming and what you wanted it to say, or did you want it just to be like that kind of feeling of, like when I first saw it, I felt like, oh, like sometimes you're in a club, or if maybe they drank too much, or if they were doing something, doubting yourself and wondering what you should I stay or should I go?
Yeah. I think actually, to give the proper credit, Eileen Shapiro, our publicist,
She's fabulous.
she came up with the idea of this type of video and have the boys in it, and just so it basically was her idea. But she put it past me, and I thought that was pretty cool. I like that. It's kind of different. I would have not thought of it that way, but so I'm glad that, because it looks wonderful. I love
It's
the way
beautiful.
they did
It's
it.
so vibrant. And,
Yeah, and Suzanne had a lot to do with that video as well, so that's always good.
That's great. And they can go to your website, irenemichaels.com,
Yes.
and see all of your things and sign up for your newsletters and see where you're playing and get tickets.
Yes.
And the next performance is in Chicago.
In Chicago, late January.
Oh, well, I hope that I can get to Chicago
Oh, I
and
hope you
see it.
come. I really do. You'd be my guest.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And bring Errol.
I will bring Errol, of course, our associate producer, Errol Rappaport. He's fabulous.
Love the name, Rappaport.
I know Rappaport. I'm not Rappaport. We joke about that. But where do you want to be going in 2025 or in the next 5 years? Where do you see your music taking you?
Well, I'd like to become a household name, so that's always good.
Well, you're definitely working hard on your way.
Well, this has been
Irene Michaels.
this has been a wild ride for the last 2 years. I had no idea when I started this that I was going to take off like this. So between shows, rehearsals, recordings, you name it, and as you well know, it really is very time consuming, high energy, lots of work.
Yes.
Lots of work. So I would like my songs to become popular and just share them with the world.
Are there specific messages you'd like to share through your music?
Oh, they're all so different. I like Rain, of course, as being in love. Actually, a lot of them have a love message to them.
Yes.
I'm a true
You're
romanticist.
romantic? Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, I am indeed.
Well, Irene, it's just been so amazing having you
Thank
here,
you.
and I wish you all the luck, and I hope that we get to perform together sometime.
I hope so
soon.
too. That would be fun.
And thank you so much for sharing all your secrets of the stage.
Thank you for joining us tonight on Secrets of the Stage. If you'd like to hear more about our episodes or my music, please visit me at quinnlemley.com and sign up for my newsletter. I want you to be a part of my world. And also we air every Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on MNN and on Spotify. Until next time, I'm Quinn Lemley with Secrets of the Stage.